Hey guys, now if you're looking for a security camera that is wireless, we're talking solar powered, but also has a wide range of view, 180-degree ultra wide range of view, and also is super power efficient with no blind spots, well, you're going to want to check out this review of the Reolink Argus 4 Pro. This security camera is packed with features, has color night vision, and has a wide, not just wide, ultra wide lens that gives you a 180-degree view of your backyard, your front yard, or any area that you'd like to monitor. Let's go ahead and check out the specs, we'll check out the performance, and we'll check out how good the Argus 4 Pro is. Now, the Reolink Argus 4 Pro is a 4K camera that attempts to address blind spots, meaning that in many cameras, and we see this even in the movies, you may see corners where people hide in the corners because they know they can't be seen. Well, this camera has a ultra wide field of view, 180 degree. And it accomplishes this because it has two 4mm dual lenses that, with the technology that Argus or that Reolink has put together, really stitches these two lenses together, giving you this incredible view. You're going to see this as we take a look at the camera close up. The other thing that I found out that's really stand out is that I'm used to security cameras where I'm able to see what's going on in my surroundings at night, but it's kind of like this black and white weird view. It's kind of like a gray view. This has color night vision. And it really changes. It's kind of weird because it's nighttime, but it isn't. You can see color. So great viewing at night. The other thing that I've struggled with, especially when I have solar-based wireless cameras, is power. You know, you have to really be careful with how many features you have enabled because it could deplete the power quickly. This has a 30% more power efficient when it comes to power consumption, meaning that you'll be able to use a lot of the features that you normally would turn off because of the lack of that power efficiency. Now, this is not one of those cameras that is continually streaming, but it does have a lot of features. And one of the things that I really like about it is that it does have a solar panel, right? And that solar panel is going to give you the ability to, again, charge your camera. And get this, 10 minutes of solar power will give you 24 hours of camera usage. And I want you to think about that for a second, because many of you will say, well, what if I don't have enough direct sunlight? What if I'm not going to have like a full day of solar energy going into the actual panel? You know, what will happen with my camera? Well, in this case, because of its efficiency, again, 10 minutes will give you that 24-hour usage. Now, the other thing that is important, especially since we're going to be streaming 4K, is having Wi-Fi 6. So this is using the latest Wi-Fi version that's going to give you better streaming, you know, better quality. Things are going to be silky smooth. Now, because you're going to be streaming, you have to think about like where you're going to store the information that you're streaming, or, you know, any kind of activity that's going on. And you have multiple options of storage. You have a onboard micro SD. You have also a NAS model. You have the Reolink hub that you can use, and you can also use FTP. So there's a lot of different options of how you can store what it's monitoring. And the cool thing about this is that you don't have to worry about any kind of subscription fees. Now, it does have motion zones. It has object detections. It also has privacy masks, which means you can actually tell it to ignore certain areas because it may be covering parts of your home that you don't want covered, right? So you could do a lot of that. And then the other thing that I really appreciate is that it's Alexa and Google enabled. So you can use whichever one of those to monitor what's going on in your home. So let's go ahead and check it out. Now, in our kit, we received several accessories. We have the camera, and then we also then have the solar panel, which is the must-have combo, right? So here we have our solar panel. You can see it's pretty big. It has a mount in the back, and that mount is going to go to this guy right here. So this is going to be the mount for the actual panel. And we'll set this aside for a second. You have various connectors, adapters, and brackets that you can use. There's different ways also to strap this. So let's say you don't have the ability to mount this on, let's say, for example, you know, the side of your home. Well, what you can do is you can use these straps to do this too. So where I think this is really cool is that if you are in an area, let's say, for example, that you have in your backyard, kind of like a forest or forest area, you'll be able to attach this to a tree, right? As long as you can get some sun, and you don't have to screw anything in with these straps that you have here. You have, again, USB-C here. You have, this is the mounting solution, right, for the actual camera itself. And then we have the camera. Let's take a closer look at the camera. Now, this camera is really unique, and I'm going to bring it forward, and it's actually powered, but it's, again, battery powered. And what you see are the two front-facing cameras, and these cameras stitched together. It's almost like a 360 camera, but it's not 360, it's 180. So you have these two cameras that stitch together into one image, and it's going to give you that ultra wide view that we're talking about. And you can see the sensors, you can see the lights that it has. Now in the back here, you do have a barcode and a QR that you would scan to register the camera, and then you can see you have USB-C here. Now on the bottom of it, you also then have your memory card slot location. So you can see that right here, right? So you have that right there that's kind of hidden. And then on the back, you have right there is your mounting connection so that you can mount this to, again, the surface that you'd like it to work on. Now, one of the things that we're going to do with this camera is we're going to be connecting it to our gutter. I like putting it on gutter, so I have a gutter bracket that I'm going to try and attempt to see if it would work, and then just mount it where the camera and the solar panel are on the same bracket, because then that gives me the ability to have it in any part I want through my home. And let's face it, most homes have gutters going all the way around it. So I'm going to put it on our gutter, and we're going to see how this thing works out. Now, since the unboxing, I've been using the Argus 4 Pro nonstop. It's been connected, and I actually have mine, as you saw, connected with a hook on my gutter, right? Solar panel, everything is connected really nicely. And let me show you some of the things that are going on here in the application. The application is really simple to use. And you'll notice that here I have the view of of my cars in front of the house. And I've kind of have my camera tilted down a little bit. I don't care as much as what's going on in the street. I care about my vehicles and then the surrounding area. So I'm focusing on our cars, and I'm focusing on everything that's there. Now, there's a couple things that I could do here. First of all, I could change the quality of the actual, I would say, stream. Right now, it's set at fluent. I'm going to make it clear. And then once you change it to clear, things get super crispy, as you can see right there. They're getting really, really nice. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand this so that you guys can get a better appreciation and rotate my phone of the overall quality. Now, as soon as I expand this and I have it on the super clear mode, keep in mind that this is solar powered. I have not plugged this in since it's been out there. Sun has been powering this all the time. And you'll notice that it has 3 cars identified, and I can zoom in. Look at the quality here. I'm going to go ahead and continue to zoom in all the way up to, again, my pavers. I can see the grass. Look at the detail that I have on the rock. If I want to see something that's going on in the car, I can see my transponder there, and I can see also our other car here, see what's going on there, and another car that's there. So I can see things really, really clearly. And then I also can see even all the way over here if I wanted to see. Look at it. It's actually picking up the mailbox. It's picking up the car that's way, way across the street. So really, really great quality. And what's so amazing about this as well is that at nighttime, you're talking about, it looks like daytime. Really, it looks like daytime. So that's super cool too. Now, we're going to go ahead and get out of this view, right? And what I'm going to go ahead and do is, oh, by the way, you do have some audio features here that you can do. You can listen to what's going on and have, some conversations. You have an alarm that you can ring as well. You have a light that you can turn on, which is kind of going to spook someone as well if they're looking at things. And then you can go into the settings area, which is going to give you the ability to look at firmware and things like that. Let's go ahead and check out playback. Now, in the playback area, what you're going to see are events that are being tagged. So notice right here, it has a 22-second piece that it's grabbed. And it is right now seeing my son come out of his car. So what we're going to do is we're going to rotate this, and then we're going to go ahead and play it. And you can see him right there, and you can see him walking as he's coming in. Now, that's pretty cool the way that worked out, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I have any nighttime shots that I can show you, because those are really cool. I want to show you how good it is at night. So we're going to swipe all the way over to 7:09. Let's see. It's summer right now, so it may still be a little bit bright. Yep, too much. So let's go ahead and go to another day. And again, it's going to be recording any kind of events that it picks up. Okay, here's a 9 o'clock at night view. And this is 9 o'clock at night. This is spectacular. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So I'm going to pause this. and I'm going to expand it. So this is a nighttime shot, and take a look at, you tell me, there's some kids walking by the house. Does this look like nighttime? There's no lights on. This is the kind of quality that you're getting at night. Greens are green, reds are reds, whites are whites. Everything is highlighted. That's what we're talking about here, this type of quality. So it's really easy to identify anything that's going on in your neighborhood or around the area that the camera is actually looking at is going to get picked up with that super wide view. Now, while this is streaming, the other thing I wanted to highlight is that anytime you could actually take a snapshot. You can take a picture. You see that right there? If I click on that, it just took a picture of what I saw there. So if I want to capture something and I want to be able to show that to someone, like for example, here is our UPS person coming to pick up stuff, I could take a picture. If there's a stranger, I could take a picture. There's just a lot of things that you'd be able to do. And also I find that the notifications are also pretty good as well. It's really, really flexible. Now, the other thing that you can do with the app is if you chose, you could do an on-demand record. So you notice how you have your camera there. If you tap on that, it's now recording what's going on right now. It's daytime outside, and you can see that's super clear, right? So right now, I've been recording for the last 6 seconds, and when I turn it off, that's going to come in and get stored. So it just grabs that piece for the amount of seconds that you want, and it's going to store it. Now, keep in mind, again, you can change the angle of this camera anytime. In my case, the focus is in the areas that I like, and it's covering, again, from one side of the block to the other side of the block, and it's covering my vehicles, things that's going on to the left and to the right of it, because that's what I want. All right, so here's a nighttime shot, but blown up, so you can see the overall quality. Again, you can see the colors. It doesn't look like nighttime, and it's 11:48 at night. If you take a look at the color, or actually the day shot coming up, you'll see how everything just pops because it's daylight. And the camera's also capturing audio too. So this is a spectacular, spectacular setup. Again, for daytime and nighttime viewing. So guys, that wraps up our review. See you in the next video.